Deep breath. I want to talk about a few things concerning this post. They say ignorance is bliss, but come on, Miss Greene. Come on. Let's talk about... Hey guys, it's Misty Eyez, and today is March 31st, and today is Transgender Visibility Day. And I look like a hot total mess. I'm going to a pool party where we are gathering together to celebrate our uniqueness, our gender, and our diversity. But I want to address the beauty of trans people. Trans people come in all different shapes and sizes. We come in different skin colors. We come in different religious beliefs. We come in different economic classes. We come in different countries. We come in every type of human that there is. Today, March 31st, there has been 90 days in the year so far. And already, according to CNN.com, there's been 131 mass shootings in the United States of America alone. This week, one of those was a trans person. Of course, it's disheartening. But yes, some trans people are thriving and some trans people are really, really hurting. And I want to address Ms. Greene's tweet. And specifically assuming that the transgender shooter was on testosterone. To the best of my knowledge, the shooter was not on testosterone and hadn't been allowed to transition yet, and I'm quite sure that is part of the reason they were so disturbed. No, that is not to justify their actions, but I would venture to say they went to the school that they shot up. And I would also venture to say that there's very deep trauma mixed with the anti-trans laws that are happening in Tennessee right now and the drama from their childhood. That might have been a recipe for disaster. But accusing someone's testosterone of mental illness meds as to why they would do something so horrendous is beyond ignorant. Please, can someone please tell her about confirmation bias? The consequences of confirmation bias can be far-reaching, leading to polarization, intolerance, and the lack of critical thinking. It's the tendency to seek out, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms our pre-existing beliefs and assumptions while disregarding and dismantling evidence that contradicts them. The bias can have a profound impact on our decision-making as we become more convinced of our own views and less receptive to new ideas and perspectives. Assuming that the transgender shooter was on mental illness medication and testosterone because they were trans, being trans only means that your brain got a different amount of testosterone in the womb than your tubular got when it became a penis or a clitoris. You can't assume someone is taking trans. Also, if you read the New York Times article, they had only just started using male pronouns. Also in the New York Times article, after it said they started using male pronouns, gendered them incorrectly the entire article, which is disturbing. But the second thing that really disturbs me is the comment about the mental illness and how many mental illness medications are they on. That is very disheartening. Shaming someone's mental illness. Also assuming that they're on medication and assuming that the medication's not working. Shaming someone's perceived mental illness is not only cruel and insensitive, but also incredibly dangerous. It perpetuates the harmful stigma, discouraging people from seeking help that they need and deserve. Shame can lead to isolation, self-doubt, and low self-esteem, exacerbating the symptoms and potentially causing long-term harm. It is important that people struggling know that they are not alone, and it is okay to seek help. Instead of shaming them for being mentally ill, let's help people. Again, I bring up the point that this person lived in Tennessee, and they went to a Christian elementary school, and their parents didn't let them transition. Me personally, when I was in that state of mind, I would rather die knowing that I was going to hell when I was in that darkness. I was into self-harm and not harming others. But again, trans people come in all different shapes and sizes. Some of us are world champion athletes, ultra-conservative lesbians who've won decathlons. And unfortunately, one of us is a mass shooter. But as for her last comment about we shouldn't blame guns and we can stop blaming guns and we should blame the people. Let's talk about guns and gun control. I do personally own a gun. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska, and in Alaska there's a lot of moose and bear and wildlife, and you need to protect yourself. I do personally own a gun, and I do have a conceal and carry permit. And I agree that one should not blame the gun itself. But the dangers of guns are too apparent in our society, and yet we continue to witness tragic incidents of gun violence on a regular basis. Guns have the power to kill someone in seconds, and making guns easily accessible has made it all too easy for those with ill intentions to inflict them on innocent people. The need for gun control measures is therefore paramount, as we must do everything in our power to prevent such incidents from occurring. This includes common sense measures such as background checks, waiting periods, and bans on assault weapons. Yes, a complete and total ban. No civilian should ever need an assault rifle. We also need to address the root cause of gun violence, such as poverty, mental illness, domestic violence. While it is true that the Second Amendment grants Americans the right to bear arms, it is equally true that we have the right to live in safety and security, free from fear and gun violence. It is time for our leaders to act with courage and conviction to enact meaningful gun control measures that protect us all. I think it was yesterday, a Florida Republican said, "Please stop asking me to work on gun control in Florida. I'm busy banning books." We need to stop worrying about banning drag queens who don't kill people and guns who do. So yes, in closing, I took a little teeny tiny tweet and I made a big old video about it. But so far this year, in 2023, there have been more mass shootings than there have been days. It's March 31st, and so far there's only been 90 days in 2023 and 131 mass shootings, according to the CNN. And I am gutted that one of these shooters was a trans person. And what a week to do it. However, again, we are just as diverse as any other population, and that does not make us immune from violence. Happy Transgender Day visibility, everyone. And know that no matter who you are beautiful and you are loved. And you deserve wealth and power, and you deserve life, and you deserve joy. Loving you is easy.